Oh, no, memory card cannot play. I'm back. Hey, everybody. How are you doing? Just enough time to write some emails, click on some things. Things are thinking. God, this game's kind of quiet. Hello, Delvos.
Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
It seems so quiet. So, okay. That's right, I've been getting ominous messages about my wife. My stupid wife! Gah!
Little by little, without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current of its narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the dark presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity.
Textbook? Does that exist? Oh, I can drive this. Okay. Got a weird sound. Got a weird whine to it. I'm kind of paranoid that I'm going to miss manuscript pages because now that I'm kind of past where I played before, all the little manuscript bits are actually quite entertaining. It's such a good framework to deliver like little surprises to the player. Also, it's a very like very clean setup for doing Hitchcockian kind of stuff, where you tell the player something's going to happen and they're, whoa! And then they're always looking for signs that that's coming. What the fuck? Hold on. Yeah, Lemon. I mean, spoilery is an interesting way to think about it, I guess. It's still the game telling you. And I think it's actually kind of interesting to have certain plot beats. I think we do that again. Awesome. I think it's interesting to have plot beats sort of revealed via text outside of context first. And then like you see the context start forming before the scene happens. And then it's like you know what's going to happen, but you don't know how it's going to happen. And that's an interesting I think that's an interesting process. Not a lot of games really play with that, to be honest. Huh. I mean, if any game's gonna do it, it's got to be Alan Wake, right? Also, I think it helps reinforce the spookiness of the narrative aspect. The feeling of predetermination. It makes you it kind of for a minute it makes you the player feel like the character, reading about bad things that are about to happen to you. And you know that in this world, these things come true. So it's like, and then it's like almost a Minority Report kind of mindfuck, because it's like, well, if I know it's coming, I should be able to prevent it from happening, right? But then inexorably, no matter what you do, the thing happens because it's the plot. So, I don't know. I guess like a lot of things in Alan Wake, sometimes the concept is so much more clever than it feels when you're playing it. That makes sense. It's so smart on paper, which is kind of the whole point. Yeah, you're the character. I tend to think that games very rarely have you feeling similarly to your character, kind of because you're just by definition subject to different rules. Horror is one in which it's very, very direct. when your avatar is threatened via scary means. You as a human are also pretty scared. Can be panicked. I'm always amused by like panic mechanics, where your player is surprised, so your like aim goes down or something.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF-FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big-shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass. Not necessarily in that order either. Now, folks...
What was the game with the insanity mechanic? Eternal Darkness.
And I apologize for that.
Another thing that sounds really cool on paper, but game mechanic-wise ends up being a little, like, obsoleted.
Be carrying badges. I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there.
I'll pick up my my Eternal Darkness playthrough since we're in Spooky Month. I started that last year.
My mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here. Godspeed, son. I hope you know.
Yeah, Eternal Darkness is pretty legit. It is a clunky survival horror game. Like, it doesn't control very well. It animates really stiffly. But it's not really about that. And the game still succeeds on its headspace, I think. It's also just like a very muted, very grown-up kind of storytelling for the time. It's the kind of game that Rockstar ended up doing. Not now. Rockstar is just like, god damn, ever since Red Dead 2, they're untouchable. But, well, I guess San Andreas was the first truly great Rockstar game. It gets weird in the last third due to budget. I remember some environments being really plain. I only beat it once, back when it came out. Which is honestly not really, like, not fully beating it. I understood by the end of my first playthrough that, like, there was other stuff to the story. You had to, like, do the other two playthroughs. And then I guess there's a fourth. So yeah, oh yeah, PKO nuts. That's always a really interesting, and I think it's one of the few times that games are incidentally good. I feel like very rarely games accidentally trip into being good. Like, they have to be so expertly crafted. But that thing in survival horror games where the awkward controls kind of make the game better because you're not just like you're not a ninja. Whoops. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, I remember that argument being made chiefly about Silent Hill. It was like the first game where you can't really fight, but you're also just a guy. You're just James, doofy James, and he swings a plank about as good as a normal dude named James might. And he doesn't like do a lot of damage, and it's kind of like silly looking, but and it's certainly not fun. It's not a fun combat mechanic, but it certainly contributes to the feeling of it. It contributes to the vibe. Played any of the Fatal Frame games? Yes. I remember adoring Fatal Frame 2. I played a little bit of 3, which was fun because it was like connecting the games. I played Curse of Dark Maiden, the Wii U one, for like 30 minutes. Didn't give it nearly enough time. They released that on Switch, didn't they? So, also, I recall Fatal Frame 4 being pretty horny. You can put Maya in some horny shit, or whoever the character that. Anyway, Fatal Frame is awesome. Fatal Frame was one of the more clever games because, like, it tempted you to scare yourself more for, like, gameplay. The closer, so you have you have a camera in Fatal Frame, and you do like spectral damage to ghosts by taking photos of them with this camera, and it's in first person when you look through the camera. But you do like bonus damage, you do like gamer damage by either getting the ghost in a particular animation or when it's closer to you. So there's a lot of just like waiting while a ghost is stalking around for like it to do something specific or start to attack you. And that's when you have to take the photo. So I thought it was so fun that they made a game mechanic around you having to sit and watch while a ghost stalks you. or it's just creepy and messy and weird. Like it's not shoot it with a beam until it's dead, or thwack it with a 2x4. So I thought that was pretty cool and really smart. Like good intersection of thrilling the player and then tempting them to try to hold out longer.
Now, Doc, you were talking about life and...
I think you like did bonuses if there were more ghosts in frame too, so you wanted to like wait an angle.
I was saying I don't buy it.
Well, see, to me that's strange because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
And then just the meta story of Fatal Frame 2 is pretty brutal. I realize it's kind of similar to Higurashi, but now that I think about it, yeah.
But the idea that there's that one special person out there for you.
Maybe I'm just conflating like
That chance, it's going forever.
ancient Japanese horror. Maybe that's just the one wire that's getting crossed. But.
Or heck, childish even. There's plenty of fish in the sea.
And apparently a fisherman has a fishing analogy for everything. But what you're saying, isn't that a little harsh?
Well, no. What I am saying is that your potential for finding that connection isn't limited to what's essentially a chance encounter. How is that harsh?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nice thought, but let me say something personal here.
Okay.
Now, well, I don't disagree with you exactly, but I can't really fit that together with what I feel, what I felt for someone, because she was the one. She was. And I let her drift away from me. Maybe I didn't put in the work, I don't know, but, well, since then, and it was a long time ago, but since then there hasn't been anyone, not like her. And I'm not saying I dwell on her or haven't moved on. I like my life. I'm not living in the past, but I do miss the way she completed me.
You can't argue with the heart, Pat.
I'm sorry, folks. I had kind of a scary experience last night, and let's just say it's shaken a few things loose.
Huh. Yeah, the Fatal Frame games are connected. Well, 1, 2, and... Well, I remember 3 had characters from the first and second in it. But I didn't finish 3, so I don't know where it went plot or lore-wise. I don't know if 4 is connected to any of that. They're fun games, though. 1 might be a little clunky. I remember 2 being pretty playable. As far as, like, PS2 first-person... like... survival horror first-person games go. Maybe we bust out Fatal Frame 2. 2 is one of, like, 2 didn't really have any connection to 1, as I recall, but then 3 kind of bridged. I'll get a box quote from you for this. Ugh. This game is too smart for its own good. It's weird. It's narratively it's really smart, but gameplay-wise it's really dumb. Alan Wake is such a bizarre game. Maybe Remedy tried to make up for how basic they were making the core gameplay. Like they clearly thought it had to be mass market or wanted it to be mass market or something. So maybe they thought they had to make the plot extra heady. Make the player always like turning over what the hell's going on in their head. I mean, it gets even more surreal as the game goes on. I'm kind of surprised actually playing it now how really rooted it is, how rooted it starts. But I definitely recall like the first expansion was nearly all in like shadowy nightmare realm. Maybe I'm misremembering. I guess we'll find out. But yeah. Oh, baby.
For Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
Who the fuck is Mott? See, now it's like, if they ever introduce Mott, I know some shit. And theoretically, that's dramatic irony, but actually Alan Wake, the character, knows that too now.
I was early.
Is obviously not going to
I was
react
supposed
to
meet the
it.
kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
Jave Lofton. They connected Alan Wake to Control. And the seeds were always kind of there. I don't think they put anything forward-looking from Alan Wake into Control. I don't know that there's anything like that. But, yeah. Control as a game, it kind of introduces some world rules that kind of mean that anything could be connected, but Alan Wake is explicitly part of that stuff. There's a character from the Federal Bureau of Control that shows up in Alan Wake 2 at some point. I imagine even not having played Control and not knowing what that's about, it still wouldn't be that hard to understand. Because they're kind of just like G-Men, Men in Black, that just kind of show up and deal with shit. So, it would make sense if a Men in Black kind of showed up in Alan Wake, you know? Even Alan Wake 1. I can't remember where I left my car. Down here? I see a manuscript page. Hit! Ooh, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. My legs exploded. While lucrative at first, the mining steadily declined in the 20th century. The seams were rich but hard to get at, and the volcanic activity in the area made the mine shafts particularly dangerous. We can learn about mining.
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
Man, I don't remember what Nightingale's deal is. The FBI guy? Wait. No, he's a police, but he's not a Fed. Feds wouldn't be here yet. Is Alan Wake 2 at launch going to be only on Epic Game Store for PC? Yes, because Epic is publishing it. So, yep. I know some people take exception to that, but honestly, I'm getting what I want out of it. So, I'm officially pro Epic, I guess. In 1970, a volcanic eruption below Cauldron Lake, while relatively minor, caused most of the deep mining tunnels to collapse or flood. 32 miners lost their lives in the calamity, and all mining around Bright Falls came to a final stop. Now many of the remaining buildings are protected as historical landmarks. I wonder if the earthquake knocked something loose. The earthquake, like, opened a crack in the floor of the lake or something. I don't know if there's any town lore about weird happenings before the events of Alan Wake.
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blood.
Tough guy, Wake.
It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
Wake,
Where the hell are you?
change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked
You
around by
want to
you.
see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Yeah.
Hello? Hello? Ah! I'm gonna kill him.
What's Thunderball? Cutscenes in
had
the
to get to
PS5 version
Mirror
run at
Peak.
15 FPS? Really? Of this game? Oh, okay, now that there's actually sound.
Maybe closer than ever before.
I didn't know the PS5 port was in such sore condition. Oh. I wonder, I feel like it must be one of the hardest things to do as a writer, is to make a universe that has dreamlike rules but still seems consistent. Things like Alan Wake and even, of course, like Twin Peaks. Like, there's almost a fascinating connectivity between everything, even if some things can just be absurd and random. I wonder how you channel that. Gameplay is at 60 and really smooth. Cutscenes are bad. Maybe I got some settings wrong. I mean, settings shouldn't affect cutscenes. Those should be the most predictable part of the whole game. Oh!
When Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast. She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong and sharp. She was his muse.
Oh, is there like a... Did this happen before with a different writer? Oh, I kind of remember something like that. Yeah, I forget, like... They were pretty explicit about his wife being his muse. And from there, I guess it seems to me like it's pretty... Like, it seems like Alan Wake is an allegory for the creative process and having writer's block. It's a visualization of how it feels to not be granted creativity, original ideas. Oh. Oh man, I got chopped. Did you ever have writer's block? And if so, how did you deal with it? Not really, but I don't think I ever did the kind of writing where writer's block would be a problem. I definitely, like, would not know how to word something or would need to get from A to B and not quite figure out how. Or it's like, man, I really need a good joke here, and I'm looking at the pieces and references and thinking pop culture and just, like, not getting anything. But it's like, with the nature of what I work on and how I write, it's basically like, I leave it, I come back, I leave it, I come back again. Maybe I take a walk, but then I'm out of time, no matter what it is. So it's like, it's the best I can do for the amount of time, not really like working on something until I get it. Which would be interesting. I've also never written with those kinds of stakes. Oh, jeez. Ooh. Yeah, well, I don't know if we're on the hardest difficulty, and so I think this might just be normal. Uh-oh. Ah! Somebody's getting rumbly. What's weird is, like, mouse acceleration is on in this game. I wonder if there's a way to turn that off. Yeah, you have to unlock the hardest, that's why. Otherwise, I would have. Direct aiming. What is direct aiming? Whoa. Whoa. I think I get it. That feels a little more PC-like, but man. Holy cow. It's so weird. Oh, you okay there, Alan? Okay, yeah, it doesn't have the, like, the baked-in ramp up and slow down. Yeah, it looks more like an actual... More like a normal PC game. I don't know, though. I feel like it doesn't... It has a little panache this way. It looks a little more survival horror-y. Very much more like you're steering Alan instead of controlling him. I think it's also that it lets the cursor move away from the center of the screen. So there's like a momentum and a pitch to all the camera motion. Isn't Alan Wake that dude from Home Improvement? Alan Wake would love Home Improvement. Do you think Alan Wake is mad because he's not writing for the hit TV show Home Improvement? I think it stands to reason. I gotta find the manuscript page where Alan is talking about how much he loves Home Improvement. My first thought was that I could no longer watch the hit TV show Home Improvement. In the cabin, there was a television. Old, used, well-loved. It displayed a TV show, but I couldn't help but notice it wasn't Home Improvement. I love that show. Home Improvement is one of my favorite TV series. Oh! Hey! Okay, learning the timing. I got mimicked. Remember when they found drugs in the gazebo? Heartbreaking Home Improvement moment. Oh, was that a very special episode? Whose drugs were they? Or was that ambiguous? Could America not take any of those Tim Taylor children? Huh. It wasn't JTT. No way. America's Cherub? Oh, you just finished playing American Nightmare? I'm excited to play that again. I remember it being fairly repetitive, though the FMV was really nice.
The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
Wait, the viral tweet involving Tim Allen. Hold on. You ratted on my uncle in 1978 and he gets out of jail tonight? Touch the metal, see what happens. Alright, I have to. I have to do it. That's it. This is Gen 7, baby. Everything's got, like, rounded corners on it. Gen 7 games are like when you go into a house that's been over baby-proofed. And like anything that is three-dimensional at all has like little rubber bumpers on it. Ugh. Wow. Yeah. Wow was right. Yeah, is Alan Wake 2 gonna have driving? Very important questions. Is it going to have fishing? I submit that Alan would love to fish. Every game needs fishing. It's true. Does Starfield have a fishing mod yet? Maybe I should make one and become rich. And get a house in the Hollywood Hills off of Starfield fishing. It has to be, I have to like copyright it though, or DRM it or something. People love DRM mods. I'll be enemy number 1, but I'll still be rich. Where the hell did it go? People can't say no. Jesus Christ. Yeah, boy. Little epic points, little Sweeney Swiggles. Just got me 10 Sweeneys. I hope an alert went off on Tim Sweeney's phone just then. No rovers in Starfield is the funniest shit. Journey to a future civilization in which humanity has discovered the secrets to interstellar travel in exchange for its knowledge of automobiles. God. If it were like 2 weeks before Starfield came out, somebody would be like, so what? It doesn't need it. Nobody wants those anyway. Vehicles are dumb and no one likes them, and all they are is slow and stupid and boring. So it's actually good that it's not in the game. And phones, yeah. Who cares? I don't want phones. They make games worse somehow. I like flying places. I mean, I like loading into places. Where the fucking aliens in Starfield? You scan them. You find 8 of them and then the little counter goes up by 1. Sometimes they're kind of weird looking. They got little tendrils and spikes and stuff. Ooh. No funny little alien guys. Yeah, that's kind of fucked up, isn't it? There's some weird dudes in space, but no funny alien dudes. No Alamau aliens. That's for sure. Which is actually a pretty critical failure. Or, failure strong. Botched opportunity. Yeah, Space Cat, I agree. I'm actually kind of excited to see Control again. I've upgraded a couple of times since it came out. Control was one of those rare games where it was kind of like ahead of whatever spec existed at the time. I didn't have the ultra highest end PC, but even my PC kind of chunked up on it. All those like fractally foggy effects and reflections and refractions, so cool. So yeah, I'm excited to see it with full maximum PC graphics. No! Ugh. Maybe Bethesda ran the numbers and it just turns out that human beings rule. We're just the best. You can't beat 2 arms, 2 legs, normalish head. Yeah, Zezanizzle, right? The hiss is a really cool idea. Like, it's kind of interesting that Control is, it's both establishing the world of Control and then also this thing that's kind of a problem, but is just ultimately, like, somewhat unknowable. But it's sort of another day in the life. I guess it actually is kind of a pretty grand threat to the Bureau of Control. Almost got them all.
Some of the Taken retained echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the Dark Presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind. And so rather than taking him over completely, it merely touched him.
Huh. Just realizing since this is third person, this might benefit from the claw. But it's pretty comfy and wah, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I wanted romanceable 3-titted aliens with multiple sex scenes like Todd somewhat alluded to 5 years ago while drunk at Applebee's. Yeah, Bethesda employees aren't allowed in that Applebee's anymore. After all the leaks. Yeah, it's... I've kind of said... I've said this before. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of expectation. I think expectations can lead to some awfully irrational reactions, and I think more tragically can lead to people undervaluing what is good about something because they're too blinded by what they wanted it to be. But for me, just the amount of time.
There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
I don't know. Maybe the folks that work at Bethesda have like really good work-life balances and like are paid well and just happy, and that's cool. But it just the years with any other dev would have amounted to like a lot more. Maybe I'm massively underestimating the amount of stuff in Starfield. I guess there's 1,000 planets, and I haven't been to every single one to survey its beauty and behold its wonder. I have to do that before I can talk mess. What the fuck? What? Oh, I guess I stepped on a dark poo. Hey, Coalition. What's up? There it is. I'm just vacuuming the poos. You know how it is. Oh yeah, you mentioned you read the book. Somebody else mentioned that. Is there anything interesting going on in the book? Or is it just like a straight version of the game? Somebody said that it had like the most typos of anything they'd ever read. It's kind of ironic. Alan is a writer, not an editor. Excellent point. Hopefully something that he screamed in frustration at some point. Back to Spooky Town. So I guess there's a demon. There's a demon out there that has to eat people's creativity or something. Has to slurp up their special mind juice.
I stared through the bars of the jail cell. Barry stood behind me, swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent.
Oh, Nightingale's involved in Alan Wake too. Cool. So I guess he is I mean, they're calling him Agent. I guess the one time we saw him is when he just started shooting at Alan. Not cool, bro. Oh, he's mentioned in Control as well. You know what? I thought so. It sounded kind of familiar. His daughter works at the FBC. Huh. Ah. It's all coming together. All the puzzle pieces. Hey, Opchopper. Thank you for the sub. Got a good gif there. Helicopter gif. Sorry, I'm peeking around. I'm doing my peepsies. Alright. I saw a coffee up here. Got it? Got it. I don't think I want to go into the mine yet. Guess that's where they're telling me to go, though. I'll be right back. I'll be right back, mine. Don't worry. Wait, it says Reach Mirror Peak. Never mind. That is not where they're telling me to go. Ah, that was close. Ah! Darn it. Ugh. Ah! Blurg! Jesus. Damn it. Oh! What's that? Ow. Thanks, Tim. Yeah, man, they're really hitting me with those bad boys, huh? I wonder if they retuned the combat in Remastered, because I remember it being pretty easy to just even sit in one spot and just kind of dodge everything. Maybe I just need to settle into the controls a little more. We decided what you're going to be for Halloween this year. No, I haven't. But I'm thinking about it. I need to talk it over with Steph. Maybe we just go classic. Maybe we just do Frankenstein and Bride. I've never been Frankenstein for Halloween, and Steph loves Frankenstein, so maybe it's time. I'd make a good Frankenstein, you know I would. I got the face for it. I got that Herman Munster face. Get those big old boots stomping around. Get some bolts in my neck. That's fun. Who doesn't like Frankie? It's easy. Alright, I'm just kind of obsessively looking around.
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Absolutely, yeah. What are you doing? Wait a minute. I gotta go the other way first. You know I do. There's gonna be pages. Yeah, you tell him, Alan. Real tough guy. Hey, Lurker! Thank you very much for the sub. Oh, you got a golden Gaben. Very, very nice. Watch out for bear traps. Quality advice. You get flashbangs. Yes. Yes, you do. There's a flashbang. Yeah, I should use those instead of flares for now. So I guess in these environments, occasionally it'll just like, oh geez. Jeez. Okay. Yep, they got flashbanged. That was awesome. Just doing more compulsive exploring. I'm gonna guess in these, like, it's like if you're in a combat zone, they just occasionally spawn enemies on you. And that's whenever it slows down and shows, like, somebody behind you. Oh. Jeez, alright. Shit! Oh. Good stuff, good stuff. Ah! Okay. I'll be doing a fair amount of this, just kind of running around. Well. But feel like I missed something. Can't help but feel like it. But no, I came from the other side.
Of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
This game's usually pretty good about marking or putting something conspicuous if there's items or pickups somewhere. Like a shed or a different sized shed.
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
Quality shed tech. Whoa. Got a live one. AC Mirage might be the easiest AAA game in a minute. Cruising right through this. Fun, tight game. Yeah, it's kind of... It seems like it's a game that's from another era a bit. Not necessarily in a bad way, but... It is a game made to be played through, enjoyed, and moved on from, which is kind of nice. A lot of games were like that back in the day. Ah. Alright, Steph just got home. So I'm going to say hi to Steph. And talk about evening plans. I'll be right back. Okay, all right, we figured it out. It's taco salad night. So in about 5 minutes, I'm gonna go eat a taco salad because it's din time. Even if Alan doesn't need to eat, I do. Yeah, right? Steph found this recipe online to kind of approximate the chipotle vinaigrette that they have.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
And it is delicious. That's so LA. There were taco salads all over Texas, too. But yeah, I guess it is pretty LA. Just wait until I get abs, Joe. You won't believe it. Gamer power of this magnitude and abs. I could like stream in one of those cutoff shirts. I could just giggle at everyone in chat every time they say something.
Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight, something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself, angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
Angry at Alice. God, fucking Alice! Damn it! You brought a typewriter here? Jump through windows? No. Ooh. Stomp around the house. Knock over some stuff. You did this. This is you. This is your fault, what I'm doing right now. Alan Wake rules. True king. Pun mostly intended. Classic writer. Yeah, there's some shining overtones there. It's hard to tell what's like actual character work and what's homage. I guess it's all mixed together. Originally founded in 1928, the Gray Peak Gorge mining town was one of the permanent settlements the Bright Falls Mining Company built for its workers. The nearby graveyard is a testament to the dangers the miners faced on a daily basis. Most of the men who lost their lives over the years were buried there, a grim reminder to be careful for those who remained. Gray Peak Gorge was abandoned almost overnight when the Bright Falls Mining Company closed its doors in 1970. Yeah, Mr. Scratch is pretty Jack Torrance-y. Although, well, I'll have to keep my ears open. I don't remember Mr. Scratch actually doing anything bad. He just kind of danced around in a hotel room. But the implication was that he'd be bad. I guess, didn't Alice say something about Mr. Scratch showing up? Coffee there. He did murder some people in American Nightmare? Okay. I couldn't remember if he actually did that. There's gotta be something down here, right? There's nothing. There's nothing. Remedy, how could you do this? Okay, then maybe Mr. Scratch isn't so great after all. You do not gotta hand it to Mr. Scratch. He's silly evil? Yeah, he's goofy evil for sure. He's kind of I'm the Joker baby a little bit. Oh geez. Mr. Scratch is the kind of evil that gets his feelings hurt if you don't believe he's evil. If you don't think he's evil enough. Gotta watch out. Wobbly tractors are the dangerous ones. I guess that's pretty efficient gameplay design. Just throwing around objects. Pretty similar to Control, actually. Parts of Control. Oop. Probably been killed by possessed inanimate objects more than anything else in this game. It seems like it's the hardest to precisely dodge. They just kind of flop at you. And you still have your normal man legs. You do your little like herp. And that's kind of it. Easy to get bonked.
Anything outside of riding is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawl back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
They're using you to recreate their entry into the world, Alan. Wasn't I completely forgot about Zane. It's kind of coming back, though. Hunting rifle's tough. Oh, it has 5 rounds? Never mind. Diving suit man? Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, because he like shows up and kind of guides you through some parts. I can't remember. 2024 is going to be the year of Jinkos. They're going to come back even stronger. I feel like they can only ever come back ironically, but it depends how big the ironic movement is. Because if something's big enough and ironic enough for long enough, it ceases to be ironic. It just becomes normal. So yeah, we gotta hope that like ironic Y2K fashions tip over into just being the thing. Sort of. Lady fashions are not good.
The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
Baby doll tees and flared low-waisted pants. Gross. Yeah, of course Alan has an opinion about the spelling errors. Yes. Guess what? Huh? Ooh, dryer salad. Guess what, folks? It's taco time. Yeah, guess what? Salad time. Gonna have some vegetables and lean proteins.
Birds.
Bird. Birds. 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 Yeah, these birds don't want any of this. They don't want any of this flashlight. They know I got the power. They know I got the stuff. Got the moves, got the juice. Energism. Yes. Birds, 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 birds. Birds are delicious and also walk funny. Great combo. Sometimes they make weird noises. Pretty much nothing to not love. They got weird little mouths. Good stuff all around. All right. Taco salad time. I'll be back. Sure, what's up? Those are already bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's because it's been too moist in this house.
Too moist. All right, be back in a bit. Hello, everyone. I'm back. I have good news. Now that I'm not muted. The taco salad was delicious. I have more good news. I have acquired a soda pop. A can of soda. Acquired. Cauldron Lake. I guess I'm not in the dark place yet, man. I'm a professional streamer, okay? In this case, I specifically blame Elgato. Their weird stream deck has mushy buttons that tend to double tap. They released a firmware update specifically to try to help that, and it did a little bit. But it's still a bit annoying. I wish you could just, like...
Without warning, the headache stabbed at my brain.
I wish you could, just, like... set the, like, double tap timer. Just make it ultra long, because I never have to hit a button quickly. What kind of Coke you drinking? I am drinking the Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar Coke. With a thin slice of lemon. It's cold, though. I should microwave it. Wait, what? So that's got to be the way forward, right? It's a drop off. I'm gonna go back to that angry cave. Yeah, Joe, you kind of called it. You kind of called it. I guess I could sit on it for a while, like a baby, like a mama bird. My Dr. Pepper egg. My Dr. Pepper egg. Ugh. Maybe there's gonna be items down here. This sure seems like something that is progress. No, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Goodbye, I don't care. Bye, Alice. Bye. Bye forever. There was a manuscript page the other way. Dr. Preg Pepper? Dr. M. Preg Pepper. Is Dr. Pepper hot? Oh, sure, we've heard of hot Dr. Pepper. But would we want to have sex with Dr. Pepper? Dr. Pergnant? Pergnant? Is the man sexy? Vault. Vault. You just committed a patriarchy. Okay. Okay. Doctors aren't always dudes. You better watch out, Vault. I'm not gonna rat you out. But there's woke drones patrolling and they catch you slipping like that. It's over. It's lights out. They're gonna zap your phone and you're gonna be banned from Instagram.
Even behind the closed doors and curtains of his grimy room at the Majestic, the local motel, Nightingale could feel the locals' eyes on him, the unrelenting pressure of their judgment. He forced it out of his mind. For all he knew, they could all be under Wake's spell already. You do what you have to do to get the job done. He took comfort from the bottle in his hand. Please, he thought, just let me get through this.
Maybe he was drinking so the narrative conformity wouldn't hit him, making his brain unpredictable. It's the second time they mentioned his drinking, so they want to make it like... It's definitely like important that you know that he's doing that. Caves are yelling at me. The whole start of this was, is Dr. Pepper sexy? Yeah? 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 What are you saying? What are you implying? Are you saying that non-binary doctors can't be sexy? Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm trying my best here. I'm trying my best with you guys. I'm trying to keep us safe in these woke times. And you won't let me. You keep pushing it. You gotta keep pushing it. Twitch is gonna be on my ass now. It's official. I'm gonna get one of those goddamn emails. Calls on my phone blowing up. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Luckily I got my soda pop. So I got my little sweet treat. I like my Dr. Pepper like I like my lovers. Men. Male. I like my Dr. Pepper like I like my USB jacks. Male.
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
We have a devious environmental puzzle on our hands, folks. Be careful. I like how it lights up when it's in the right position. Shadow of the Tomb Raider? Damn, now that's clever. Holy crap. I like that you could have picked any like Tomb Raider thing, but you went with the one that's even like light and shadow based. Superb work. Well done. Uh-oh, bad news. I've been outplayed. I've been bamboozled. So wait a minute. If I'm like... Astonishing move. Herp! I didn't even mean to. Doesn't matter. It's out in the world now. Your muse was driving you just then. I feel like that's a really fun, that's a fun thing to dive into sometimes. And of course, King did a bit, I think, in Dark Tower, where it's like, when somebody is divinely inspired, when they feel like they have a muse, or that they are merely a channel for other things that are happening, like if they can't explain where their ideas come from, then why are you allowed to own them? You didn't invent them, they came to you. They're as much owned by the whatever unknowable source they came from as they are you. You just happen to be there. So I like that sometimes some creators who accomplish great things, or maybe did it without a great amount of toil, can have sort of, I guess it's like imposter syndrome kind of stuff. Even though they were there and they did it, they're like, well, it didn't feel like it was me. That's an interesting feeling to try to process. Ah! Tricked. Even accidental brilliance is still brilliance. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I guess the real, I think the end of the road for that line of thinking is that it's, oh, I'm not supposed to be up here? Or maybe I'm supposed to cross over. Well, is that it's all, oh, there we go. It's all part of the human experience, you know? I'm just lucky to be a part of it, part of that tapestry, to be acknowledged and remembered for a brief amount of time. I forgot. The real answer is from Avatar 2, the immortal words of James Cameron. Fathers protect, gives them purpose. Do you think you'll ever feel as safe? Do you think you'll ever feel as safe as Sam Worthington's kids did in Avatar 2? Has this game yet to outpuzzle you? I mean, I suppose I didn't kick the ladder down the first time. Ugh. Alan Wake was a game made to be finished. A lot of Gen 7 games were, and to some degree, when people talk about like the good old days or when games were good, I think that might be part of it. We're kind of deep into a I don't care if people finish this or not era on some levels. Games like Doom Eternal, like there's usually accessibility options, but it's not like the default experience. I've honestly been wanting and thinking about a game that isn't open world lately. Well, Immortals of Avium.
Another cable car. Just great.
Resident Evil 4 Remake was quite good. Turbo Overkill. Like a lot of games have just become too bloated. Yeah, it's just hard to get anyone to pay attention to you unless you're bloated, I guess. It's kind of hard to grab people's attention. There's, especially in the PC scene, there's tons of games that are, I wouldn't consider bloated. Too many even. Kind of hard to capture people's fancy. Cool. Oh. Birds think they're so hot. Oh, that was not great. They don't make games that are just a story to be experienced. I'm even a fan of Modern Warfare campaigns. Yeah, I don't know. There's a couple of ways to look at it. Gen 7 especially was a kind of a hotbed of very simple games that, like, I think on some levels, some of them were even illusionary about how much of a game they were. And it led to a lot of, well, I guess every game is an illusion, so it doesn't matter. This is just reminding me of a different era, you know? I was way more into achievements for games like this because it made it way more interesting to play. There was a little more mental activity going on, tracking all the achievements and like which ones might be on which stages, which scenarios you need to look out for. Kill 3 dudes in a row with a shotgun, etc., etc. Like, it gave you a little, like, subtasks to do. Made it a little more spicy along the way. Spider-Man 2 Platinum Trophy Discourse. Oh, we got some discourse! Did the list leak and now everybody's having opinions? Yeah, the thermoses, man. There's not really, I don't know of games that have mind-numbing collectathons like that anymore. I honestly don't mind it since it's theoretically optional. Don't you get like a bonus? Is there anything that happens when you get 100 thermoses? Yeah, Bulletstorm achievements. I remember Halo having Halo Combat Evolved, the Anniversary Edition, had some really good achievements. It made that game super interesting. Ah! What was that? Yeah, there's a axe thrower way back. Fable was pretty fun. Yeah, Assassin's Creed 1 had like video game doodads out the wazoo just kind of hanging around. I don't know. I kind of don't mind it. The game developers like, you want something to do? Here. And then they just kind of like empty their pockets out across the video game and like, go find it. That's like so explicitly what it's for. Like, collect all the doodads. Yeah. At that point, you're like explicitly just looking for a reason to play. Really? Getting all the achievements in AC 1 and 2 made me swear off the series forever? You can ruin games if you get into the 100% mindset? What was so bad about them? Maybe I didn't 100% those games, but I don't remember them being like so frustrating. The achievements I never really liked were the ones that required like specific setups and rare setups and just like bizarre incidental things that you couldn't really like manipulate into happening. I 100% of Red Dead 1 and that made the experience better, honestly. Yeah, Red Dead I feel like is a different beast. Red Dead 1, now that I think about it, might be the earliest example. Like, I guess you had things like the original Legend of Zelda. Like, it's hard to get more fundamental than that. But, like, Red Dead 1 had a design element that is, goddamn. Fuck. It's the exact thing that's missing from Starfield, which is that the journey is part of the game, and it's a part that's very meaningful. The way that they would tempt you off of your quest path in Red Dead, you'd just be riding and you'd see things happening. You'd see things tempting you. Weird rocks, sheds, somebody screaming, gunshots. Those sort of cues, those hidden markers that make sense in the world, entice the player into following their own path of gameplay activity and discovery. And that path is like really owned because you feel like you made all the decisions to get exactly where you ended up. And that includes like not doing things too. I think it also has a benefit where if somebody does just want a critical path that they see these things and they just keep going, and then it still is like in the back of your mind, I wonder what that was all about. Red Dead Redemption got really annoying with the random townsperson running up to you crying about a stolen horse or whatever. Yeah, I don't remember. I played Red Dead in like what, 2012, and I haven't touched it since. So all the annoyances for me are probably lost to time. Man, in the shrubs. They done robbed my store. Revolver ammo, okay. Baldur's Gate 3 perfected that? I need to spend more time with Baldur's Gate 3. It's kind of spooky, right? It's eldritch. It's the big open world versus immersive sim thing. I think it's much more fun when you have defined limits. Yeah. Yeah. In most open world games, the open world actually doesn't matter. Like, it's not a thing that even needs to be in the game. Far Cry, I feel like, is pretty notorious for this. There's very little that happens in transit. And the open world aspect of the game doesn't change the way it plays, like, at all. Whereas if you contrast that with something like Zelda, the opposite of both is true. Traversing through the world and exploring it, and making choices about where you go is everything. And how you get there is a mechanic unto itself. And can lead to more discoveries and like ripple effects of gameplay decisions that really do send you down like a whole adventure. Just because you decided to go in a direction. Why I'm not dodges aren't coming out. Hey, Candles! Thanks for the raid. How is everybody doing? I'm just blasting some folks. Give them a light, I give them the bullet. There. Do a little shout out here for old Candles. I think I accidentally clicked on that. There we go. Yeah, it's Starfield is an interesting case study because it's like it's a game where the transit could have been there, I guess. Huh. I think of a way to do that. Trying to think of a way to make like space travel where you can also have incidental discovery. Maybe like you warp, right? Sort of. Like you slipstream or whatever. And that involves like slingshotting around solar systems. You do it in like compressed time, so all the gaps between solar systems are compressed relatively. So maybe like maximum 10 seconds between star systems. So it's like you're, and then as you're like traveling through warped bubble time, you like slingshot around a sun. But while you're doing that, you can kind of get an overview of that solar system, and then like maybe some planets can resonate with certain waves that sort of indicate that something's there. You can hear fragments of radio. I don't know. Something where you choose to go in a direction, and then kind of there's periphery while you're traveling there that gives you the opportunity to kind of splinter off and check something else out. I'm trying to think of how to do that with like space travel, where it isn't just zoop and you've arrived. Ooh, Mott. Yes, Mott is the asshole we got to watch out for.
Mott had checked all of Stucky's rental cabins. There had been no sign of the Wakes. It was dark when he'd found their car parked at the end of the road by Cauldron Lake. It made no sense. They must have taken a wrong turn, but there was no sign of them, and the car had been there for hours already. Frustrated, Mott stood on the rotten ruin of the footbridge that had once led to Diver's Isle before it sank beneath the waves years ago. The boss wouldn't be happy.
The best way to explain Starfield is with what happened to me over the weekend. I was talking to some dude about how you play it for 8 hours and accomplish nothing. A person who just walked up had zero clue what we were talking about and went, "Oh, Starfield trash talk, huh? Yeah, that game sucked." Really, man? I thought it would be remembered a little more fondly. Its charms did seem to fade pretty quick. I guess playing it, I presumed that there would be absolutely massive amounts of quests and incidental run-ins and stuff. Because with the way they structured it, all you have to do is like queue up a ship to be there when you warp in and just immediately start talking to you. The game routinely has points where they drop you right in front of an NPC. So it's the most convenient way to drop content on a player. I was like, surely there must be hundreds and hundreds of these, but it doesn't seem like it actually. Seems like there's a handful of pretty decent quests, and that's kind of it. And I guess you can do stuff in the open world. Like, you can, like, set up mining and then do research and stuff. But it's kind of like, why? I guess. Most people seem to be like, yeah, there's not really a reason to do that. You get some cool stuff, I guess. Yeah, Valkyrio. It's disappointingly mediocre and doesn't do that much. That's impressive. Yeah, that was a point I was building towards earlier. I think I got distracted. No, I didn't. Never mind. I had completed it. I don't need to retread that. Hey, Sun Flash Kid. My tortoiseshell cat, which is half black, half orange tabby, loves you. She was running around until I pointed her the screen. Ah, hello. Hello, kitty. Are we going to play video games together? This is Thomas Zane. You talk to me on TV. Yeah. Hey, Lime Violin. Ooh, having played part of the demo, what are your opinions on the writing? I'm an absolute sucker for high quality writing. I, unfortunately, am going to be a coward because I didn't play enough of the demo to have an opinion. Bruce and I went to the same preview event. I was able to go to the beginning of it, and was there for basic, like, 2.5 hours, which I thought would be plenty of time, but they had, like, a whole panel and, like, Q&A session with Sam Lake and the performers. So there was, like, kind of a thing, and then there was, like, a whole presentation. So I saw that stuff, and then Bruce showed up, like, 5 minutes before they were done, and we broke to go to the demos, and I had to leave, and then Bruce played the rest of the game, so I didn't really have much of an exposure to the game itself, honestly. So I can talk about vibes, but yeah, I think it's fine. It seems fine. Yeah, I am curious. I'm curious where it's gonna land. I wonder if I feel like ooh. I'm really curious if, like, oh god, I'm gonna die. I don't understand how the dodging works. I think there's like a cooldown on it. You can only dodge so many times. But I don't think there's any way to know. You just kind of don't dodge sometimes. But yeah, I'm really curious gameplay-wise how it's going to go. I wonder if it's still going to be a we want everyone to finish this kind of game. I feel like they were also pretty light on the intensity in Alan Wake 1 because they also wanted it to be a little friendlier and a little more mass market. So if they're going more straight survival horror 2, I wonder if that accompanies maybe more confidence that more intense experience will sell well enough. Maybe Epic wants to be liked so badly that they gave them a blank check to make the perfect Alan Wake. Quite excited for it. Only thing I'm worried about is the gameplay, since Resident Evil 4 Remake is so recent in memory and might make Wake 2 seem worse by comparison. I'm sure I'll love the Remedy weirdness no matter what. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I mean, Control played really well. Control was a fun game. Yeah, Quantum Break felt a little slippery, I guess. I don't really know how to describe it. I haven't played it on PC. That might change things. I think it'll be alright. I am curious if they're going to try to add some kind of complication to the flashlight gun idea. Because it is pretty straightforward. The short part of the demo I played had that. You had to beam shadow dudes until they popped into form, and then you could shoot them. I guess there's nothing wrong with it. There is some... You know, it's odd. I was just kind of talking about how Fatal Frame...
See Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island...
Fatal Frame was,
There was a light near it. It had to be a boat.
Was pretty genius for coming up with a mechanic where you have to sit and wait and be vulnerable to get a better score and do more damage.
Now. I had to get there fast.
Kind of the same in this game.
What I would find.
You can't be flashlighting while dodging, so it's the trade-off of like... And then like tension strings building while you're filling in somebody's flashlight business. Man, did I just miss a whole chunk? What the heck is that all about? Maybe I'll fill it in later.
I tried to hold on to Alice, but her form melted away. I was losing control. Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him, but my arms were jelly. He smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it. I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now.
Ducks for Life. Thanks for the sub extension. I forgot they had that layer too. The like, is this all in Alan Wake's mind layer? They really do hit you from every angle, don't they? I guess it's a game about tropes. So it makes sense that he would be tortured by all the tropey ways that the story could play out. He's trying to figure out the story, and he like comes up with all these ideas, but they're all the most predictable ones. Like, oh, it's all in his head because he's crazy.
Wait! Hey, I'm here! I'm coming!
No! Get away! Sorry. Please, leave. The boss didn't know who he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know.
The boss!
Wife. We don't know where she is. She's probably drowned. We just said we had her to make a play ball. You see? They got him writing for us.
Get this man a taco salad. And a Diet Dr. Pepper. These moments are always nice. I love coffee breaks in games.
Oh my, what a wretched life. I was born on the day that my poor mama died. I was cut from her belly with a Stanley knife. My daddy
I think we heard this on the radio.
the drunk midwife. Who's that yonder hole in flames, dragging behind him a sack of chains? Who's that yonder hole in flames? Well, up jumped the devil and he staked his claim.
This is some True Detective shit. That's interesting. The writer cited True Detective as an inspiration for Alan Wake 2. But this came out before True Detective, so well, it's all connected.
Oh, poor heart, I was doomed from the start, doomed to play the
I don't remember how many episodes are in this.
Johnny and the apple. Caught my blood was blacker than the chambers of a dead nun's heart. Who's that milling around the courthouse steps? Nail on my face to the hitch and fence. Who's that milling around the courthouse steps? Up jumped the devil and off we crept.
I have played The Quarry. I really liked it. I thought The Quarry hit a really good energy. Really good vibe, if that makes sense. It was fun and cheeky, but still intense. Like it was like a slashy good time, and kind of self-aware at the right moments. Has Nick Cage ever been in a Dark Pictures game? No, I think the only Nick Cage in gaming is in Dead by Daylight. Which is sad. I don't even know if there's any games where you play as his character in a film. My brain keeps telling me there's a Face-Off video game, and I'm pissed off that there isn't. Is tech advanced enough to really capture Nick Cage? Not yet. Once it is, though, that's when we know we've created a monster. We have to pull the plug. Oh yeah, there is a Ghost Rider game. You're right. Yes, Barfstep. I think I brought this up before. And yeah, people mentioned the Ghost Rider game.
Wake. I'm hunted by the law.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
Are you seriously telling me that Ryder just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
I don't think we're gonna get the truth.
Shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice.
There you go, Alan.
Hartman. I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you're lying.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus.
Could I write,
There were
though?
only empty sheets of paper here. No manuscript pages.
Where are my manuscript pages? Guess they're all hidden around.
The door was locked. I was a prisoner here.
Rush out.
Good evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah. I see you brought your pet gorilla with you.
Are those
So
sparkles
sure,
on purpose? Whoa.
I get the message.
Ew.
Loud and clear.
Why, right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're
Is this what having a
confused.
stroke is like?
I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good.
I guess there's supposed to be like floating dust in the air, but maybe once the effect wears off. Yeah, it's not so bad out
There's
here.
for patients. Most of them aren't here right
Well,
now. Jack
it wasn't.
took them out for a fishing trip, except for the ones who are particularly vulnerable, of course. I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together. This way, Alan.
We'll lick this thing. Ugh. Got my special eyes. What the fuck? Yeah, these are some Twilight vampire sparklies, aren't
Now,
they?
Alan, from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality.
Was this John Delancey?
And supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you. We go this way, Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it.
Oh, it's not?
He had
Never
to be
mind.
lying.
He's really good,
The
though.
influence of the drug he had given
Whoever
me.
it is.
I had to fight not to believe his words.
You want to punch his smug face so
All
bad.
in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically.
Damn it. Yeah, Hartman might take a tumble down some stairs in a minute. It gave me the old twinkle eye. Damn, that's pretty. I've never been in a lodge like this.
I never get tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter. This way. Follow me. Alan, what I'm telling you is good news. Right now, we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him talk.
After all,
Hartman
I'm
obviously
the one
loved
trying
his
to
own
bring you
voice.
out of the
His
world
words
you've
echoed
constructed
madly
for
inside
yourself.
my head.
But I
I
can't
dug my
do
nails
it
into
by
the palms of my
myself.
hands to stay
You need
focused.
to work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery. Come along. Let's go inside.
Come on. Spookia. Come on.
Here's the entrance to the office wing. That's for staff only.
Scary,
You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I got you. Got you good.
Emerson.
I'm a real bad dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
Please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson.
Okay. Sorry. Ew.
That's Emerson. We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to say. He works on video games.
Ooh, yeah.
It's trash, of course, but it does
Get him
involve some
to the head.
small creative effort, which makes him receptive to my therapeutic methods.
No kidding.
He does look like a game dev. He's wearing a little Pixel Man shirt.
Alan, please, this way.
Okay, I wanted to hear it one more time. Oh! Delicious. Creator's Dilemma, the engaging new book by Dr. Emil Hartman, the author of the best-selling Creative Flow, his groundbreaking techniques, engagement therapy, and the flow, explained in his own words. Ooh. A doctor of some repute. Can I just go up here? Oh. Oh. We got it. We got it. Captured. Captured, harnessed, complete.
A beginning. A primordial forest. The colors of the fall. The mist. A caldera lake. Silence echoes. Loud. It's too late to hear the words. The man, naked, crawls to the shore. Like a birth? To say that would be a lie. Nothing like a birth. The opposite. He staggers to his feet. A carcass of a deer lies on the shore, rotting amidst driftwood. The man is afraid, beside himself. Who is he? He doesn't himself know. Dark waves have washed it away. A blank page where this horror story will be written. He remembers darkness, feels the shadow pressing down on him, coming after him. He must get away. he runs to the forest. To a fate worse than death.
Ooh, see you, Lemonautilus. That's fun. Little like short stories. Some of the other ones are more explicitly related to what's going on. Maybe that is, and I just don't know it yet. Is the voice and actor the same in Alan Wake 2? Yes. The voice is actually the same as Dr. Darling in Control. Or rather, that's the guy who does the voice.
Hartman had mentioned that the power had been acting up. Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony. The generator hadn't been activated, and there was no key.
Now, you might have noticed the typewriter in your room. You've been writing as a part of the therapy. As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
Frobot, what came up was what we just watched. Ooh.
Oh, hello. I've painted you.
Okay.
I was just struck by inspiration a couple of days ago.
So
Dr. Hartman wanted me to paint landscapes, and that's what I was doing. But now I've been doing these things, a lot of them. The images just keep coming. Dr. Hartman likes them. He has them in his office.
Yeah?
He's very proud of me. He says I'm getting much better. I think I'm getting better.
That's crazy. Wow.
I guess I'd better start wrapping this up. The storm is almost here. Look at that. I'd hate to be out there tonight.
Mister, those are evil clouds. The lighting in here is so harsh. Let's see here. Please ask friends and family to schedule visits beforehand to ensure they don't interfere with your therapy and/or periods of creativity. Also, please respect your fellow patients' need for privacy and personal space, especially when they're engaged by their creative process. Be patient. Typically, our patients have long-term creative problems and they won't be solved overnight. Give yourself permission to take the time you need. Bear in mind that you're voluntarily receiving treatment that has been specifically tailored for you. Engagement therapy, TM, and its sister method, the flow, TM, work best when you are actively engaged in shaping them. If you have any concerns, please don't hesitate to voice them. Well, that's nice. That's nice and creative.
My rheumatism.
Oh, hey, here they are.
There's a storm coming. Oh, what a storm.
I hope it wipes this place off the face of the earth.
And these two are the Anderson brothers, Odin and Thor. They had how should I put this? A heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia.
We'll go there.
They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark. Oh, that won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best.
Wow.
Don't you think?
They give him like his eyes are too close together and he's got like a waddle neck.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny. Yeah! Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Zane! You're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
The Anderson farm. Valhalla!
We wrote it all down, lest we forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
Ooh.
Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant, Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He, too, had a way with words. My head was clearing up, or according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Tom, you got any booze on you?
Yeah, no.
We
Sorry,
have a
guys.
stash of the special stuff at the farm. Our own formula. Local ingredients. Medicine clears your head right up. Makes you remember like moonbeams on the brain.
Oh, I just noticed. Leather patches on the elbows? That's not very rock and roll.
Tom just lost is all. Baba Yaga got to him too, the damn witch.
She used us all. Taken from all of us. Took my thunder, the witch.
And my ravens, what were they? Memory and thought, the hag.
She took something from you too, didn't she? That's what she does.
We're better off. This place, the lake, it gives you power. If you're a creator, an artist, a god.
Nightmare shifted in their sleep in the darkness of the lake.
Yeah, that's the one. She makes sure it comes out twisted and wrong. Just ask the lamp lady. She knows what happened to that other writer.
She's been using you, boy. And you let her. You went and opened the door for her, didn't you?
Now, it was already open a crack. And whose fault is that? We're morally corrupt, disease-ridden, old and stupid.
Doesn't mean he had to open it all the way, goddammit.
Okay.
So tired. Built the farm close to the lake. A place of power.
We had parties there, man. You should go there and have a party.
That Bob Balders through the F through the window.
Interesting. Is the lamp lady the one who writes the messages? I guess that makes sense. I don't remember. So much of this game got lost in memory. I have these like flashes, but yeah, there's a lot more texture to this game than I remembered.
I may need a hand here later on, Birch. The storm's bound to make you-know-who jumpy. You know how they get.
Gotcha. The doc's got me looking after Wake here, but holler if they get too rowdy.
I'll do that, Birch.
Hey, Wake, why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? Typewriter's in your room. You can get to your room by those stairs, Wake.
He says in front of the patient rooms with an arrow, pointing exactly where he pointed. All right.
Something's wrong. I'm not myself. It's hard to think that there's a shadow inside my head. I can only focus on writing. Everything else is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real. I saw her again. She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clinging shadows. There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be. I think I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been lying to me, using me to get the story it wants, and the story will come true.
Oh, no. Hey, at least the sparkles stopped. Sparkle vision complete. Yeah, I'm gonna guess there was some kind of visual effect from being, like,
The white
drugged.
glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes.
That was just kind of overreacting.
My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Everybody, calm down. Put that down. Bert, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
Supposed to be dust? Yeah, I think so.
I didn't know what the chaos was all about,
Oh.
but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
Where the hell did he get a damn hammer?
It's like grabbing on the white pixels on things and blowing them up occasionally. I would say that it's like frame rate scaling going wacky, but I don't think I have that turned on. At least I shouldn't. Oh, god damn it. What the fuck? Why is that even on? Ugh. Oh my god.
Fast, aren't they?
Well, I fixed it.
It's my store.
It's not twinkling anymore. God damn it.
We're on a comeback tour, baby.
I can do this. I can do this. There we go.
Sinclair looked bad. That wasn't a love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. If she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I could get the key to the office wing from Sinclair. I had to get to Hartman's office. He had taken all my manuscripts. That's where he'd been keeping them.
The piper.
God. I want to keep trying, but
Maybe you could come out and beat our wrinkled adult diapered asses for us, since you're so tough, Bert.
is that a door? Looks like one, kind of.
We were on the road, man. You think we haven't seen guns like you before? Mortal knave.
The fuck? God damn it.
The photo on the wall caught my attention. In it, the clinic staff was standing outside the lodge. I knew the man next to Hartman. He was the kidnapper. Hartman had been playing me all along.
See, you don't need to see where you're going or what you're doing. Alan Wake will just read it to you.
Hartman, do you hear me? I'm gonna chew your crazy quack ass to shreds! Seriously, do you have any idea how much trouble you're in? I am famous. I represent a celebrity. They'll be looking for me.
Ow! About time! Barry, man, I'm glad to see you.
We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
He's got a little glowy mouth.
I mean, no! The cops found me at Rose's trailer, but they didn't hassle me too much. I'm obviously a victim in this, and I demanded to be treated as such. Or else I'd sue their asses. Speaking of asses, that Fed gave me a real hard time, but I had no clue where you were. That guy's crazy, Al. But he let me go, and then I get a call from Hartman, that son of a bitch, who tells me you're here, and I should come pick you up, but when I got here, 2 goons clobbered me and stuck me in there.
What's with the cutout?
I stole it from the diner to piss off Rose after what she did to us. That'll teach her.
Yeah, that's a harsh punishment. Come on, pal, we gotta get going.
Okay. All right. Maybe if I reload the game. Let's try this. Oh, what the fuck? Hold on. Wonder if it's like baked into the save file now. There's no way. Sparkles don't seem so bad now, huh? They don't. I miss the sparkles. I mean, I can turn DLSS back on. I thought it was so clever.
But it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
Where the hell did he get a damn hammer?
I don't know.
No sparkles either.
Oh, afraid of the crazy brothers, are ya? Not so weak now, are we?
Hartman kept talking, giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. Hey, Hartman, where's Al? Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby. The man smiled and clapped a practiced hand on Barry's shoulder.
Nice.
Well, things are unraveling fast, aren't they?
Yeah, the lightning wasn't like flickering right, I don't think before. I had sparkles and yeah, I don't remember.
I'm taking
I
it.
don't remember seeing that properly.
We're on a comeback tour, baby.
Sinclair looked bad. That wasn't a love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard.
backstage is
If she
all
was one of
yours,
Hartman's
Tom.
goons, she had it
Seize your
coming. I
destiny.
could give the key to the office wing.
I saw a bear. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate that a lot. Remember, I also turned on TAA, I think. So there's no anti-alias. There's just... Oh, yeah, here we go. Turn on 3 kinds of anti-aliasing. Why do you do this?
I had to get to Hartman's office. He had taken all my manuscript pages. That's where he'd been keeping them.
Time to pay the piper.
It tries to put me in the sparkle zone. Hold on a second. New game plus the sparkle cut. Having a white wallpaper is a little rough. Hold on a second. Throw a little shout out on you. Appreciate you. Loved playing through Alan Wake last October. The Old Gods of Asgard in Univer Band. Univer Band? What is that? Way too good for their own good? Well, it's what's the name of the actual band? Oh, In Universe. Gotcha. Yeah, I need to look up some albums from the real life band. Poets of the Fall. Thank you very much. Ooh. There it is.
The photo on the wall caught my attention. In it, the clinic staff was standing outside the lodge. I knew the man next to Hartman. He was the kidnapper. Hartman had been playing me all along. The markings on the tape said they were recordings Hartman had made at the sessions with his patients. I saw Alice's name on one of them. For a moment, I couldn't breathe right.
Do you mean with you?
Hartman wasn't happy. Mott could see it in his eyes. He quickly lowered his own. He had made a mess of it, and he knew it. The shame of failure was hard to bear. He hadn't expected Wake to say he needed more time, and he blurted out 2 days, less than Wake had asked for to show him who was in charge. But that wasn't part of Hartman's plan.
Huh. It's starting to add up a little bit. See the new Doom items in COD? No.
No, not with me. No, never. Sometimes I almost wish Alan would take a swing at me, because at least that lead to a conversation he couldn't just march out of. But no. Alan doesn't really sleep. And the work, well, he's not writing at all. He sits there for hours and just gets more and more frustrated. And I can't talk to him.
Yes. Tell me, Mrs. Wake. What would you say to him if he'd listen?
I don't know. I want to say, I look at you, and it's not you. Just some stranger who resembles you. Looking out from behind your eyes. And I don't like that guy much. And now it's all gonna go to hell.
But you don't ever say this.
No. I've tried, but he's not listening. He's too deep in his own going on about something else. I'm so afraid I'm gonna lose him, and we're not even talking anymore. He doesn't let me in anymore. He just keeps me in the dark. I'm so alone here, even when he's home. Please help me, Doctor, because I'm at my wit's end.
Well, if you can just get him here, I'll absolutely do my very best.
Yeah, but Doctor, you need to be careful with him. He's not just going to listen to you and cooperate. He's the most stubborn man I've ever met.
Well, I'll be sure to bear that in mind.
Hearing her voice, what she was saying made me happy and sick and guilty all at once. Worst of all, I recognized the words. The phone call from her. It had been a cut-up of this. Just a recording.
Dun dun dun. That's kind of cool, SK. They turned the shotgun into the double barrel. Well, that is the super shotgun. Chainsaw.
Hartman, do you hear me?
Neat. I guess they're going to be owned by the same company soon. Weird to think about.
Barry? Ow! About time!
He's hiding behind the cutout. We didn't see that before.
We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
You okay?
Yeah. I mean, no! The cops found me at Rose's trailer, but they didn't hassle me too much. I'm obviously a victim in this, and I demanded to be treated as such. Or else I'd sue their asses. Speaking of asses, that Fed gave me a real hard time, but I had no clue where you were. That guy's crazy, Al. But he let me go, and then I get a call from Hartman, that son of a bitch, who tells me you're here and I should come pick you up, but when I got here, 2 goons clobbered me and stuck me in there.
What's with the cutout?
I stole it from the diner to piss off Rose after what she
There's more
did to
tapes to
us.
listen to from that same player?
teacher.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a harsh punishment. Come on, pal, we gotta get going.
Rudolph Lane's case is interesting. He was completely blocked, and frankly, I was about to discard him as useless. However, once Wake arrived and started writing, something changed in Rudolph. He's producing extraordinary work, increasingly dark pieces. Unfortunately, he doesn't respond to direction at all, and it's my belief that he's not so much a creator as an illustrator, perhaps, a recorder of sorts. I hadn't considered the existence of such a role before, let alone its implications, but the paintings he has produced are informative. At least he's easily controlled and useful. I wish I could say the same about Wake. It's frustrating that the best subjects are always so damn difficult to deal with.
I'm playing that. I was tailing Wheeler, and this is the only place he could have gone. That means Wake is probably there too.
Got my Sweeneys.
This is private property, and I will not allow you to disturb my patients.
Yeah? I can get a warrant. How would your fragile little patients like that?
Oh, I'm thoroughly intimidated by your mighty authority now, Agent.
Listen, you smug snob. How would you like it if I busted through this gate and knocked you around a little?
Agent Nightingale, first of all, I'm recording this conversation, so you might want to watch what you say. Secondly, you're not dealing with a hick now. I know the law, and if you can get a judge to grant a warrant, I'll be glad to cooperate. But you won't get one. Be advised that any further communications with me are to be made through my lawyer.
I don't believe this.
Good day, Agent.
Yeah.
Nice. Now that's how you handle the FBI.
These were all the pages I had on me. And more.
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Wake, listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. with your ability and mine.
Get his ass. Well, that's actually going to be a problem. Fucking Hartman. Look at... So smug. Ain't I a stinker?
Hartman followed the fall of Alan Wake with his binoculars. When the rider hit the water, he ordered Jack to take the boat to him. The spot was easy to see in the dark, even with all the extra lights in the boat. The flare floated and kept burning, even in the water. Jack turned the radio louder as the engine sputtered. The music was rough and clanking, something the Anderson brothers would no doubt have enjoyed. But Hartman chose to ignore it. Wake was finally within his reach.
Are they like acknowledging the chapter ending song?
The dark presence would be on me in a moment. I had to find a way out.
Ow! It's too dark. I'll just mosey on up to this door. So immersed. Oh dear.
I needed light to get the possessed bookshelves out of my way.
Ow. It ever happens in a lodge. I bet lodges are a lot of fun in real life when they're not being really haunted, not built on Indian burial grounds or something. Excuse me, Native American burial grounds. Ow, damn, okay. I wonder if you could aim the light. Whoa. Oh, scary.
Hartman knew he was no creator. He had no ambitions on that front. And he certainly didn't want to end up like every artist he had worked with here, damaged in ways that were hard to describe, or worse. It was enough for Hartman to maintain creative control and provide direction, to be a producer. That was what most of these people were in need of anyway. Of course, suitable subjects were few and far in between.
It makes you wonder exactly how much of this is like a parable. Oh! Give me my Sweenies.
You can't find it on purpose, but take a wrong turn, board the wrong bus.
I can barely hear it. Hold on.
Where you are when you wake up, and you will find yourself in the small town of Night Springs. Tonight's episode, The Doomed Samaritan. Sometimes, even the simplest things prove impossible. Consider, you get in a car and leave a life behind. Easy? Not tonight.
Thanks for the ride, Mark. I'm so glad to be leaving this place. You have no idea.
What, Night Springs? Come on, Linda. Relax. It's not that bad. Hey, what's that up ahead?
Oh, God. There's someone in the road. I think there's been an accident.
This game knows what it is. 100%. Almost too much. It's very self-aware, self-reflective, self-acknowledging.
Oh no!
Self-mocking.
Wait! Tell him to watch out for the truck! Watch out for the truck!
My God, Mark?
He didn't watch out for the truck.
No, please! God, no! Linda! Linda!
Thanks for the ride, Mark. I'm so glad to be leaving this place.
What, Night Springs? Come on, Linda, relax. It's not that bad.
The scary door.
What's that up ahead?
Oh, God.
There was a Verizon ad here before.
I think there's been an accident. Are you all right?
Oh no, Linda! Oh no! It was me on the road! Wait! Tell him to watch out for the truck! Watch out for the truck!
My God, Mark?
My God.
And there you have it. A vicious cycle, brutally punctuated by the blast of an air horn and screaming metal. Many roads are dangerous, but none more so than the one that leads away from Night Springs.
Excellent. A very scary, introspective, spooky tale. Directed by Jordan Peele. A24 is proud to present The Good Samaritan. Uh-oh. That's not good. Get around it. Ah! It's like hallway wide. I guess do I have to bait it back? Oh.
I wouldn't. Sir, I can see the screwdriver in your hand and the scratches on the steel beam.
Yes. I have been very busy, but I'm no vandal. On the town. I'm almost done.
Yeah? All I see is Maggie busted his
I don't think it's breaking.
names and titles especially.
Oh yeah, front door. That makes sense. Ow! Ugh. Now that's good thinking. No! God damn it.
Ow! I'm here!
Got bonked immediately. I did run directly into it. I did run right into it. So that's on me.
Hey, come on! We gotta get going!
Come on. I do kind of hope that there's just a bunch of collectibles in Alan Wake 2. I miss collectibles. You don't have to collect them all. But maybe I want to. Maybe I want to. I kind of like this amount of exploration. Like, it's not necessarily finding all the bits in an open world, but poking around in the corners of a of a wide hallway.
But the gate's locked. You're gonna have to go through the hedge maze over there.
Hedge maze.
I don't have a light. Take this, Al.
Torch time.
Oh God! Look at the house, Al.
Oh. Ooh.
Come on, Al, we gotta go. It's not much of a maze. I made it through easy.
I have not played the Plague Tale games yet. Oh, I should play through those for Spooktober. I've wanted to. They seem really cool. Sound like my kind of thing. Very good, very artsy and French, but also really well made. I love it. I love it. It's exactly my kind of jam. Artsy, French, well made. It's been a while since we've had some artsy French stuff going on. Ubisoft used to give us our quote of weird artsy French stuff. They gave up, man. Speaking of giving up, I think I'm going to give up. I'm going to hang it up for tonight. I'll be back on the stream game tomorrow, though. Never fear. The only side tracks for tomorrow are, one, I'm doing an Inside Games Discord meetup for about an hour, so I'll be away from stream for like an hour, and then also raid nights tomorrow. But around that, I think I'm going to start Mortal Kombat 1 tomorrow. And then, yeah, pretty much just rotating between that, this, and Cyberpunk. And then a handful of other spooky games I want to get around to, so... Spooky season's here again, and gaming season is upon us all. Oh yeah, I'm gonna play through Spider-Man before 2 comes out as well. So I have some homework I want to do. I have been very slight talking about Spider-Man, so I gotta play through it again and back it up, or make up for the fact that maybe it's better than I remember. It is kind of the ultimate Spider-Man game, more ultimate than Ultimate Spider-Man. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see y'all tomorrow. A lot more gaming tomorrow. Looking forward to it. All right, see you then. Bye, everybody.